Ooga ooga cunts, it's Schmeckle. Last night I recorded a video on pronouns and ended up drunk on Tumblr. I had a good time doing it, so I've decided to start a new series, which I'm going to call
I had an idea once. Thoughts, memories, dreams.
It says Hooch Time with Schmeckle and the Tumblr Warriors, for those of you who can't read. And for our first episode, the topic is going to be rape culture. So I've typed that into Tumblr, and let's see what we find. This one is from a user called Sassy Survivor. It says, porn teaches young men to use women as their toys and sexual experiments, and that all women are up for any and all depraved sex acts. Hashtag feminism, hashtag misogyny, hashtag misogynist, hashtag rape culture. And you know, this is a very, very good point. Porn does teach young men to use women as toys and sexual objects and to just rape left and right. In the same way that video games teach kids to go out and kill cops and steal cars, the same way that Marilyn Manson caused Columbine. You know, good point, Sassy Survivor. Good point. Consider me a follower. And actually, let's follow this up with another clever post from Sassy Survivor. Tackling sexual assault. People in my sexual assault law class. They just don't really get it because they've never actually experienced it. You have to start socializing boys to respect and view women as human at a young age. You know, because nobody does that. We consistently teach all of our young boys that women are fucking meat. You wanna throw them around, hit them, that's cool. Go out and rape them, fucking throw them on the barbecue, cook them up. Because that's what we teach young boys. Women aren't human. Anyway. But with porn being so rampant, how do you do this? This girl in my class said that was a flowery idea. So then what do we do with today's generations? Toss them all in jail? Do anti-rape posters really help? No, they don't, because people who are gonna rape are gonna rape. They're fucked up. Like, it's not the culture causing this. Men who rape know it's wrong. They just don't care. Those are actually the words I was gonna say, but also what she says here, so let's go on. They don't respect women, and I don't believe you can really change them. I can't see my perp being rehabilitated into thinking women deserve respect. Maybe the only way they won't rape is if they know they could get in trouble for it, and if women were actually believed when they reported it. And obviously what she means is believed 100% of the time, because feminists, due process, they don't get along so well. For a rapist, it's worth the risk. They feel entitled to sex and women's bodies and don't think they will actually face the consequences. Fair enough. But there is a gray area of women being coerced or pressured until they say yes. Girls who say yes because they don't feel like they can put their foot down and say no. What about those girls? I think that goes to socialization. We are socialized into being accommodating from the time we are children. Men are taught to go get what they want and not take no for the answer. There is a power imbalance. We feel pressured to give in to assertive men. I believe we need to be empowered with the tools to say no to hookups we don't actually want. Then, if he still rapes us, we still did what we could, and it will never be our fault. Then it's a crime. Okay. This is something that a lot of feminists are really pushing. If you're pressured into sex, but you still do give consent, and I'm not talking about when you're actually coerced, like when you're threatened or something like that. I mean some guy just won't take no for an answer, so he just keeps pushing and pushing and whining and complaining, and you give in and you just fuck him. That's not rape. You made the choice. You had the choice to say no. The fact that you didn't feel like you could put your foot down and say no doesn't make it rape. That's, to be quite honest, just weakness on your part. If you want to say no, say no. It's easy. 2 letters, 1 syllable, no. Let's practice it. No. 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 Anyway, I wish I had been raised to be more assertive. These are tools women need. This is not a flowery idea. I've had many guys throughout my uni years pressuring me into hooking up, and sometimes I didn't have the courage to keep resisting. I didn't feel the confidence to assert myself and leave. I didn't want to feel that I misled the guy after we had been flirting for a long time. Of course, that wouldn't be considered rape under the law, right? So what then? Hashtag rape culture, hashtag misogyny, hashtag misogynist, hashtag other bullshit. You weren't raped, from the sounds of it. And if you were raped, then I feel very bad for you. Nobody should have to go through that. It's an awful thing, and the people who rape should be punished for it. Punished extensively. But it sounds like you had a guy who kept asking you for sex, and you couldn't keep resisting, as you put it yourself. You gave in, you gave up, and you fucked him. And that's not rape, that's just a choice that you made. This next one is from an account called Stop Dehumanizing Rape Victims 2K15. And it says, "It is sad and pathetic that I even have to make an account like this for the general public to understand rape is not a joke." You don't. Next. And this one is from a user called Riot199. And it goes, I'm glad I ran into one of these too, because this is where there actually is a rape culture. So it appears to be posts from somebody named Musturbation. It goes, "You will never understand the hell rape victims in religious Muslim households have to deal with. We are taught since we are children that when we grow up we cover and hide our bodies to show that we have dignity. We grow up watching our moms shame other women for showing skin, calling Western women a meat market, all at such an impressionable age. We grow older and suddenly can't show our legs and shoulders in front of our dad and brothers and aren't allowed to question why. We are conditioned to hate our bodies. Even in front of family, our body is a taboo sex object. We are taught that it's a girl's responsibility not to get raped. We are chosen women who can't be harmed because of the magical hijab. But if a guy harasses us, rather than yelling at the guy's mom screaming, 'Cover up, you are drawing attention,' rather than yelling at the guy, moms scream, 'Cover up, you are drawing attention.' Women are taught that we cover so we have respect. Men are taught that women cover for them, that they essentially own us. So now, what would you imagine happens to a Muslim girl who is raped or sexually abused? First question, obviously, is, are you still a virgin? Translation, do you still have any worth left in you, or are you unmarriageable? In non-Muslim households, the victim-blaming notion of she was asking for it has its limits. But in a Muslim household, were you covered? Hijab? Were your clothes tight? Were you wearing makeup? Cover your face, and wear gloves while you're at it. If you don't think the concept of haya is rape culture, just come to Saudi Arabia and see how women are treated here. You can cover yourself till you look like a mummy, and men will still not respect you because they're taught to feel entitled to your body. Women will make excuses for men. Their biology is different, they can't control their urges, and put the burden on women to not be raped. So when we are raped, we stay silent. And all this shit we have been conditioned to believe eats away at us. We don't tell anyone what happened because we know what they're going to say. We know they'll restrict our lives tenfold. We know we will be punished for being a victim. But at the same time, we can't break out of this thought process we have been brought up in. We know logically it's not our fault, but we have been taught otherwise, and these teachings are crippling when you are trying to recover. Not believing what you've been brought up with is much easier said than done, especially when you give in to self-destructive thoughts. And see, that's the type of place where feminism is actually needed, where feminism would actually be relevant. Because rape culture is not a thing in North America, most of Europe, the civilized world. Rape culture's not a thing. We all agree that rape is an awful, awful thing to do. As someone earlier that I read said, even the guys who rape know that it's wrong. And there's nobody who's sitting there going, well, yeah, he raped her, but, fuck it, that's cool. But in places like the Middle East, in Muslim-dominated countries, Islam-dominated countries, there is a need for feminism. There is a need to get rid of the rape culture that does exist. So, why don't you guys, turn your attention there? Because right now you're fighting for small little bullshit things. You guys actually... your kind came up with microaggressions. Take a look at those and realize how fucking nitpicky you're getting. That's because you don't have the big issues here that you want to fight. So, why not look out for the people that actually need it? Anyway, I'm gonna leave this here. I hope you liked it. Like I said, I might do a series out of this. Fucking drunk on Tumblr, Looking at all these fucking dipshits and, hopefully entertaining somebody. One of the 10 of you, maybe. So, subscribe. I'd like to, again, ask you to support Peach Bailey. All her stuff will be linked in the description, as always. All those fucking YouTubers that I like, shout outs to them. Satsu 2 Cents, JT Viper, Bearing, Rory, Suit Yourself, fucking Adam and his Apple. I don't want to list too many more because then I gotta go and get the links to their channels, and that's just too much work at this point. So, I'm gonna take off. I hope you liked the fucking video. Goodbye.